She'll come in close now. There's no need to do anything at all. Just breathe. Let the muscles in your shoulders release. Let your jaw soften. Let your eyes grow heavy. If they wish, there's nowhere to be. But here, no thoughts to follow. No pressure to hold. Only this moment, this breath, this soft unraveling. Let the stillness arrive, like mist drifting across a meadow, slow, silent, and welcome. In a few moments, we'll begin our story. But for now, feel your breath settle into a natural rhythm, in and out, like a tide, like a cradle, like the spin of the earth itself. And now, our story tonight begins. Down by a quiet river, where time drips like honey, and moss grows thick between the stones, there stands an old watermill. Not grand, not forgotten, just still, and turning, and waiting. Its great wheel creaks softly in the moonlight, half hidden by willow trees that lean in close, whispering lullabies to the stream. The village nearby is called Eldenbridge, a little cluster of stone cottages and thatched roofs, where chimney smoke curls upward like sleepy sighs, and lanterns flicker behind shutters at dusk. For generations, the people of Eldenbridge have fallen asleep to the same sound, the low, comforting hum of the millstone, turning, grinding grain, and spinning dreams. It's said the mill hums louder when someone is dreaming nearby. The elders believe the stone remembers every dream it has ever heard, and carries them gently through the night like petals on a river. Tonight, like every night, the mill belongs to old Thoma, a man of few words, many wrinkles, and a heart as steady as the stone he tends. He wears a woolen cap pulled low over his brow, and walks with a cane carved from ashwood. As the last golden light fades behind the hills, Thoma lights a lantern in his cottage, and steps out into the hush of evening. His boots crunch softly over the mossy path. A night breeze stirs the leaves above, the kind that brushes your cheek like a feather, and smells faintly of bread ovens and wild thyme. He doesn't speak, he never needs to. The path knows his steps, the river knows his name, and the mill has been waiting. At the edge of the water, the old building leans slightly to one side, wrapped in ivy and memory. The wheel turns, slowly, faithfully, and the trickle of water over worn wood creates a rhythm older than time. Thoma pushes open the oak door, and warm, flower-scented air spills out like a memory from childhood. Inside, everything is quiet, but everything is alive. The old mill breathes gently. Its beams creak like knuckles being stretched after sleep. Its stone floor dusted with years of soft, pale flour. A sack leans gently in the corner, and the wooden bins sigh under the weight of grain, barley, oat, and golden wheat from the fields beyond the hills. Thoma doesn't speak to the mill, but he always nods, as if greeting an old friend. And perhaps he places his lantern on a hook, where its glow dances along the stone walls, catching the glint of iron tools, worn handles, and thick ropes that sway almost The hum is already there, waiting, a low, even tone, the voice of the turning stone, a lullaby sung in circles. He begins to work, slowly and without rush, the way one might knead dough in a warm kitchen, or stoke a hearth just before bedtime. Each scoop of grain is poured with care, each lever eased into place. Then, with a gentle pull, the great wheel outside groans into motion. The water, obedient and strong, pushes against the paddles, and the stone begins to turn. Hum, hum, soft, circular, hypnotic, and as it turns, so to do the dreams begin to stir. Long ago, it was said that the villagers would sit outside their homes on warm nights, just listening to the mill's steady music. Children in small beds would smile, not knowing why. Old women would hum along as they mended their quilts. Fishermen would fall asleep by the fire with their boots still on, a mug half full beside them. They believed the sound could carry away sorrow, that the creak of the wheel could grind up the weight of the day and return only peace. And maybe it does, for just down the hill, tucked beneath a woolen quilt, a little girl named Anya turns in her sleep. She's 7 years old, and today she helped her mother knead bread for the first time. Her hands were sticky with dough, her cheeks powdered with flour, and her laugh echoed like silver bells in the kitchen. Now, in the hush of night, her mind drifts like a feather, and the sound of the millstone hums at the edge of her dreams. She doesn't know it, but the rhythm has caught her breath. Her little chest rises and falls in time with the stone's steady song. Outside, the river slides past smooth stones with a quiet shush, like someone gently stroking your hair. A barn owl hoots once from the edge of the woods, then settles into silence. Crickets begin their nighttime chorus, but still, beneath it all, the hum remains. Hum. And in Thoma's cottage, a kettle begins to whistle. He smiles faintly, just a flicker at the corner of his mouth, and removes the kettle from the flame. He pours the water into a thick mug, adds chamomile from a small, hand-woven pouch, and carries it back to the window. From there, he can see the wheel turning. He can hear the hum. Thoma sits by the window, steam curling from his cup. His eyes, though old, still gleam with something gentle like dew that refuses to dry even in the sun. He watches the wheel turn, the slow, perfect rhythm of it, a rhythm that never rushes, never falters. The fire in the hearth cracks softly. A single log shifts, sending sparks upward in a lazy dance. The warmth seeps into the stone walls, into the wooden floor beneath his boots. Outside, the stars begin to gather like fireflies in the dark sky. The moon, full and kind, casts silver over the roof of the mill. Its light kisses the river, making the water glisten like a ribbon pulled through silk. In the village below, windows glow faintly. Curtains sway in the breeze. A lull has taken the land. Somewhere, a dog sighs in its sleep. A cat curls tighter on the sill, and the hum continues. Hum. In Anya's dream, she walks through a field of golden wheat. The stalks are taller than her, and they sway like lullabies being sung in the breeze. The air smells of sun and honey. As she walks, the path curves, and there ahead is the mill, but not old and weathered. This one is made of stardust and wood so smooth it gleams like polished stone. The wheel turns, but instead of water, the stream is made of light. Each paddle dips into a liquid ribbon of moonlight, and the turning makes music. It hums, it sings, it spins the stars themselves. Anya reaches out to touch it. Her small fingers brush the light. She laughs softly, but not with her lips only in the dream. Back in the real world, her brow smooths. She rolls gently to her side. Peace curls around her like a blanket freshly warmed by the sun. Thoma takes a sip from his mug. It's cooled now, but he doesn't mind. The night is long and slow. There's no rush. There never is, because the millstone hums without haste. It sings not of endings, but of rhythm, of return. Hum, hum. Outside, the breeze brushes the trees. Leaves rustle like whispers through an old book. The stars blink in patterns only the very old or very young can understand. And beneath it all, the hum remains, soft, low, endless. In another house, an old man dreams of his youth, of running through these same woods, of kissing someone beneath the elm, of falling asleep to the sound of the wheel, just like now. In another home, a new mother rocks her baby, not knowing she's swaying to the same rhythm. The hum holds them all. The mill never sleeps, and so they can. The river, too, seems to sleep. Its current is slow, not sluggish, but thoughtful, like a song hummed under breath. It winds past the mill with old familiarity, brushing the mossy stones that line its banks, pausing beneath the wooden bridge where minnows flicker in moonlight. Above it all, the night sky deepens, a velvet dome pricked with stars, some twinkling wildly, some burning steady. A shooting star drifts by, but no one sees it, and that's all right. Some wonders are meant only for the quiet. Inside the mill, the gears turn with gentle groans, old wood and iron moving as one. The great wheel dips again, pulls again, releases again, a breath in, a breath out, as if the building itself is alive and dreaming. Some say the mill dreams of the first flour it ever made, the first handful of wheat, ground so fine it whispered from the stones. Others say the mill has no memories, just the rhythm, just the hum. But those who sleep nearby, those who curl beneath quilts stitched by grandmothers and lit by candlelight, they know the truth. The hum carries stories, soft ones, old ones, like the tale of Lena, who once lived in the cottage beside the wildflower hill. She was a spinner of wool, with fingers always dusted in lint, and she'd walk barefoot to the river, her toes brushing dandelions in bloom. She never married, they say, not because she lacked suitors, but because her heart had already wed the silence of the water and a song of the turning wheel. Every night, Lena would sit by her window, spinning not just wool, but stories. She'd whisper them to the mill, little poems about the foxes, the clouds, the wind, and in return, the mill would hum. It hummed for her until the end, and they say when she passed, not a single door creaked for days, not a single bird sang, only the mill turned, only the hum remained. And somehow, that was enough. Now, centuries later, her cottage is long gone, swallowed by moss and root, but sometimes, when the breeze is just right, you might catch the faintest trace of spun wool in the air, and the hum feels warmer, more golden. The villagers don't speak of it often, but the children say they dream of a woman by the water, barefoot and smiling, spinning threads made of moonlight. Perhaps she's still whispering, and perhaps the mill is still listening. The night deepens further. Even the owls grow quiet. Just the wheel now, and the water, and the hush. Hum, hum, hum. It pulls you further down, into stillness, into quiet, into sleep. In the valley where time tucks itself in, dreams move like mist. They roll over hills, curl beneath shutters, and slip through the cracks of worn wooden doors. Inside one cottage, a child stirs in bed, eyes fluttering behind lids like moth wings. She hears it, that soft, steady hum, not loud, but there, always there. Her mother says it's just the mill, but the child knows better. She says it sings. She's imagined the song since she could speak, notes too old for any piano, too wide for any sheet music. It is a lullaby made of stone, and rain, and time. She sees the wheel in her mind, giant and slow, each drop of river like a note in a sleepy symphony, and when she breathes out, she breathes with it. The mill hums, the child dreams, the stars shift overhead, sailing slow and true like lanterns in a black sea. The moon lowers just a little, casting silver threads across every roof, every blade of grass, every sleeping sheep on the far side of the hill. Nothing rushes, nothing hurries. The owl has finished its call, and now it simply perches, watching with eyes full of knowing. A fox passes by, its paws silent as it skirts the edge of the river. It, too, glances at the mill, then vanishes into shadow, and still the wheel turns. Perhaps the earth itself was made to this rhythm. Perhaps when the first rains fell, they fell in sync with the stone. Perhaps the heartbeat of this valley was borrowed from the hum of the millstone long before people gave it a name. In the dream, the child walks barefoot, like Lena did, but with a braid bouncing on her back, and stars caught in her fingertips. She steps into the mill, but it's not the dusty, quiet place from daytime. No, inside her dream, it breathes. The beams pulse with golden light, the gears glow faintly, not with fire, but with something older, something remembered. The child puts her hand on the great stone. It's warm, not hot, never burning, just like sunlight on old bricks, comforting, solid, kind. She hears something in that hum, a name, a memory, a promise. Then she floats, not walking, not flying, just gently lifting, as if the mill has given her to the wind. Above the rooftops, above the stream, past the clouds, past the owls, into the hush of forever, but only for a moment. Then, gently, softly, she falls back into her bed, into her quilt, into her breath. The hum lingers. So does the dream. And outside, the wheel turns. In the morning, mist kisses the glass. The world is still wrapped in wool. The fields wear a hush like a shawl, and the wheel still hums. The child rises, bare feet on cool wooden floors. She walks to the window. The mill is quiet, but only two ears that do not know. She hears it still, its gentle breath, its ancient whisper. Outside, Lena stands by the river. She gazes into the current, her hands tucked inside her sleeves, as if guarding a secret. The child pads outside, her breath little clouds in the morning chill. She says nothing. Lena doesn't turn, but smiles. You heard it again, Lena says. Though no question was asked, the child nods. Lena kneels. Do you know what it is? Truly? The child tilts her head. I think it's a song. Lena's eyes glimmer. It is a song the earth forgot, but the wheel remembers. They walk together now, slow along the bank, boots sinking softly in dew-drenched grass. The wheel doesn't just grind grain, Lena says. It grinds memory, and dreams, and the dust of old stories. She picks up a stone, flat and round, and hands it to the child. This once lived in the mountains, 1,000 years ago, and now it's here, by the mill, waiting. The child runs her fingers over its surface. Smooth, warm. Can it hear the hum? She asks. Lena smiles. It is the hum. A silence follows. The good kind, the kind made of belonging. A heron glides above the river, its wings slicing morning like silk. Sunlight peeks through the trees, laying sleepy gold across the ground. The hum grows faint as the world brightens, but never disappears, because it lives beneath things, beneath leaves, beneath bark, beneath the hush of morning and the quiet in your chest before you speak. Lena crouches near the water, dipping her fingers in. The ripples shimmer. Some say the wheel was here before the stream, she says, and the stream only came because it missed the sound. The child laughs. Not loud, just a bubble of joy. Lena's face softens. They walk back in silence, but everything speaks: the rustle of reeds, the crunch of frost, the sigh of wind across stone. At the cottage door, Lena pauses. Tonight, she says, if you listen very closely, you might hear your name in the hum. Then she's gone, and the child stands, stone in hand, heart full of sound she cannot yet name. That night, the wind carries more than air. It carries stories unspoken, unseen, but always there. The child lies in bed, blanket pulled to chin, stone resting beneath her pillow. The room breathes slowly. Shadows stretch gently along the beams, and through the shutters, the moon hums. Too, she listens, to the silence between owl calls, to the weight of the stone, to the wheel. Yes, there it is, the low, ancient thrum, like a heartbeat under the hill. She closes her eyes, and dreams begin not with images, but with sound. Soft grinding, warm worry, a spiral of whispers. In the dream, she walks again, not to the mill, but beneath it, down a staircase carved from time, lit by glowworms and memories. The stone in her hand pulses, alive now, guiding her. She reaches a chamber. At its center, the great wheel, not made of wood, but bone and song and light worn smooth by years. It turns slowly, carving patterns in air, a language too old for mouths, but perfect for hearts. She steps closer. Each turn of the wheel pulls something from the walls, not dust, but echoes, voices, names, moments lost in waking hours. A mother's lullaby, a laugh from long ago, a promise never spoken aloud. The wheel gathers them, keeps them, sings them back in its endless hum. And then she hears it. Her name, not shouted, not even spoken, but felt. The way rain feels before it falls. The way you know someone's looking at you kindly. She kneels, places the stone at the wheel's base. It glows faintly, as if relieved to be home, and when she looks up, Lena is there, no longer wrapped in scarves, but in light. "You remembered," Lena says. Her voice, the wheel's voice. "Remembered what?" The child whispers. "That you are part of it," Lena says. "All of it." The wheel hums louder, not in volume, but in meaning, a low exhale of love. Then the child wakes. Morning, stillness, brightness, but beneath it all, the hum remains. She sits up in bed, sunlight brushing her cheeks. The stone lies cool and silent now beneath the pillow. But she knows it worked. She hears the distant creak, the real one from the old mill across the river. Alive, turning, just as it always has. She tiptoes out, bare feet on creaky wood. The floor remembers her, welcomes her steps like a familiar tune. Outside, dew sparkles on wild grass. Birdsong gently peeks through the mist. The air is fresh, like a letter just opened. She crosses the footbridge again, slowly, one plank at a time. This time, the creaking makes her smile. She reaches the mill, its wheel turning steady. The rhythm is different today. Deeper, more sure. She steps inside. The scent of flour, warm wood, and old magic wraps around her. The grindstone turns. Lena is not there, but her scarf is hung neatly on the hook, fluttering in the light breeze, and the chair by the window, the old, creaky one, rocks gently. She steps to the wheel, presses her hand against the old wood, and in that instant, she feels everything. Villagers long gone, children grown, seasons past, storms endured, each creak a memory, each hum a heartbeat, and woven through it all, the quiet comfort of continuity. She takes a breath. The mill breathes with her. For a moment, she is not a girl. She is the mill, the wheel, the breeze that turns it, the river that feeds it. She opens her eyes. A bird flits past the window. A squirrel chitters from a rafter. Life goes on, and so does the hum. She turns, ready to leave. As she steps outside, a breeze brushes past her. It carries a whisper so soft, she almost doesn't hear, but she does. Sleep well." She smiles, not just because she heard it, but because now she knows where it came from. She walks back home, each step lighter than the one before. The river hums beside her, not loud, not urgent, but gently, like a lullaby meant only for her. Birds dance in the sky, the grass bows in the breeze. Everything feels just right. Inside her cottage, the fire is still warm. The hearth glows with sleepy orange light, as if it never stopped watching over her. She kneels down, adds a log. The flame licks it slowly, content to stay awake a little longer. She places the stone, the one from under her pillow, onto the mantel. Its surface is worn, but in the right light you can see the grooves. Not carved by hand, carved by time. She runs a finger over it. Soft, smooth, like a lullaby you've heard since you were small. A knock at the door. She opens it to find no one, only the scent of fresh flower, carried on the breeze, a signal, a reminder. The mill turns still. She closes the door, draws the curtains. Outside, the sun drapes the hills in golden light. Inside, she prepares tea, chamomile and mint, a touch of honey. She sits in the old rocking chair. Its creaks now familiar music. The cup warms her hands. The silence is not silence. It's filled with memory, with the hum of turning wheels, with voices long gone, with dreams yet to come. She looks around her cottage. The woven rugs, the dried herbs, the window that watches the mill. She knows now why the villagers believed the mill's creak carried dreams. Because it does. Each turn grinds more than grain. It grinds worries into dust, fears into flour, and restless thoughts into sleep. She places the empty teacup down, curls into her bed once more, the pillow soft beneath her cheek. Outside, the breeze picks up. The creak of the wheel returns, a little louder now, as if it's singing just for her. She lets her eyes close, and the millstone hums on, and as she drifts, you drift too. Feel your own pillow beneath your cheek. Feel the air still, calm, just like the valley's breath at midnight. The wheel turns, slowly, softly, a creak, a sigh, a whisper through time. You're not just hearing it, you're part of it now. The rhythm of the millstone matches your breath, in and out, in and out, like the flow of the river, like the hush of leaves in the moonlight. And with every turn, the world grows softer, the stars blink slower, the air holds you like warm wool. No more questions, no more weight. Just the old stone wheel and the dream it brings. You find yourself walking beside the water, barefoot on cool earth. The mill stands before you. Not old, not new, but timeless. Its wheel moves. Not rusted, not worn, but strong, like a lullaby sung 1,000 nights, and never forgotten. You sit beneath it. The sound is not noise. It is peace. It is sleep, woven into the air, woven into your breath, woven into your dreams. You close your eyes, in the dream, and in your bed, the same. The stars are above you, the river beside you, the wheel hums just for you, and in that sound, your thoughts grow quieter, your limbs heavier, your breath even and slow. Let it all go now. Let the hum carry you. You're safe. You're warm. You are part of the rhythm of the world. The wheel turns. The water flows. And you drift deeper. Into sleep. Into stillness. Into dreams soft as flower and steady as stone. Sleep now. The millstone's hum will watch over you. Always. That's the end of the story.